Hello, and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
Is right there. The behind the scenes work, in front of the camera work, someone has to do it. So thank you for doing it.
Just plugging in the computer.
Plugging it in. So thank you for being here today. I have my buddy, and today we're going to learn about the buddy joints of the body. We'll play with lower body extremities, as led by Lauren, and then some upper body buddy pairs of joints with me. First, we're going to start with our breath. From seated or standing, a comfortable position of your choice, place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Watch out for the microphone. Take a chest breath, letting it inhale, rise, and then exhale. Repeat a chest breath and exhale. Now let's keep that chest calm and breathe into the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Repeat one more. Exhale. Relax for a second. Were you able to keep your chest calm and breathe into the big belly? Did it feel like you had a bigger breath when you breathed in from down low?
Breathed in?
Breathed in.
It really felt
Get
bigger.
That breath
Breast.
in. Okay. Thank you for the corrections. We can let it slide.
I'm a good grammar coach.
Now what I'd like to get into are some of the breath holds. In a moment, we'll breathe in for 4 seconds and hold for 4 seconds. Breathe in and hold. You can do it from seated. You can do it from the alligator style breath on the floor. What do you want to do? Lauren, what style?
I'm going to stay seated.
Stay seated.
I like the floor too much.
The alligator style. Laying down, take a 4-second inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold empty for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold full. Exhale. Hold empty for 4. Breath in. Exhale. And one last hold. And keep going. Keep going in and out of that nose. I like the floor because I can feel that feedback, my stomach pulling away and pressing into the floor as I fill. I like Lauren's position because it's accessible. You can do it from anywhere. At the kitchen table, the work table, maybe even behind the wheel. Well, start with those feet, Lauren. What are we going to do?
From here, get organized. We're going to be talking about our ankle. I'd like to straighten out one leg just a little bit, and then just a little bit on the other leg too. Lift up one, rotate it, and place it gently on the other leg. Let's do some adjusting there, and I want you to overcross. So I want your ankle bone off of your quad here. From here, take your hand, crack your toes. Make your ankle nice and loose and quiet. So your hand has control of that foot and ankle right now. Let's play with that. Little circles, let your ankle go.
Slower than that.
Well, now from here, we're going to take our foot through our full point. So you're going to point your foot with your hand, then slowly start drawing a circle with your foot passively. So right now your hand is making your ankle move versus your ankle making your ankle move. Drawing a nice controlled circle all the way around, really trying to get all the corners of it. I'm gripping around more the balls of my feet as opposed to just my toes, so that I'm not just moving my toes. I'm going for my second time around in this same direction. Getting out any creaky cracks. And then once I get back to my starting place, I'm going to go 2 in the other direction. From that starting place, to the other way. Seeing how this feels passively. How big is your range here as your hand does the work? Or your arm, whatever you'd like to call it. And then, as you finish up this last one, we're going to go one each way, but in an active circular rotation. So this time, no hands. Point your foot and pick up a pair of socks underneath your toes. Grip your socks. Don't let your socks go this entire time. From there, slowly start drawing that circle down towards the floor. Don't let that shin bone move as you start carving out that edge. Are you still holding onto your, I should say you're holding onto a $100 bill, then you won't let it go. Now, pull that foot towards your shin and start coming around the top of that circle with control. Don't let your monies go. Hopefully, maybe you can see the bottom of your foot there as you finish that circle. Regrip if you need to, and let's do one circle in the other direction. Oh, don't let your monies drop. And slow, controlled to where you started. Now you can drop your money, wiggle those toes out, relax the foot. Now, with its own power, lift, rotate, down. Same thing other side.
How was that position?
Lift,
Hopefully we can maybe
rotate.
come back to this figure four position by the end, and maybe it's more accessible once you get those knees, ankles, and hips aligned.
If I can do it, you can do it. From here, that knee is all the way over, that ankle is all the way off the leg again. Take your hand on your foot. Oh, it's cold too, it's purple.
Cold.
From here, that pointed foot, quiet ankle, slowly draw 2 circles each way. Hand or arm doing the work, ankles just along for the ride. Really try to carve out all those corners of the circle though.
I'm glad I have longer arms on this. I don't have to dig.
Yeah, I have to go pretty far down, don't I?
Or maybe it's my lack of mobility in my ankle that I should be trying to get, not celebrating my long levers.
And then we're switching directions after you've done your 2. I missed it. Sorry, just missed part of my circle. I was just missing part. I was examining my circle. From here, really make sure that you pull that foot all the way towards the shin. That's the part I missed.
That dorsiflexion, yeah.
All right. From here to that full pointed foot again. Grab your $500 bill under there and slowly start articulating your circle. So you'll try to reach your hip, and then you're trying to reach up towards the ceiling, maybe showing the bottom of your foot, pulling all the way to that dorsiflex foot. Don't let those shins move as your pinky goes towards the floor. Carve out the bottom part of that circle. To that pointed foot, re-grip your bills, pinky side towards the floor. All the way around, full flex. Don't let go of your dollars. Finish that circle out, no twisting of the shin bones. To the full pointed foot again. Now you can relax your toes, pull your foot to your shin, lift your leg, place it down. Buddy joint, what are you?
From seated or standing, let's work on our wrists, and we'll do them at the same time. We could do them independently the way Lauren did the ankle. We'll save a little bit of time and just integrate those habits from down low at the wrists. Stay where you are. From here, get out some serving trays. With those serving trays, I'm going to pick up this heavy box, and I'm going to, not on your arms, not on your legs, not on your legs. Good. So now I'm going to place that on there. What do you think would have to happen to her arms? They would start to contract and gently relax. We'll come back to those elbows in a second, but hold those elbows at the side. Now, extend those wrists forward. Show the palms. Bring the wrists into center. Then, keeping straight lines through the palms and the fingertips, bring the palms towards the face. Turn the corner at the top, pretty darn tough. Turning the fingertips towards out. And then back and around that full circle, palms forward. Let's repeat one more in the same direction. Fingertip center. Flexing the wrist. Straight lines through the fingertips as we reach towards the ceiling, and then towards the outside, back and around into wrist extension. 2 more repetitions the other direction. So from extension, we're going to go out to the side. The thing we're looking for as well is that the radial pulse there is going to be facing the ceiling the whole time, the place where you would take your pulse, fingertips to the ceiling, fingertips turn in, and then extend. This is really hard for me today. We'll go one more time from that extension, out to the side, towards the top, drawing nice circles. We're keeping nice razor edges or knife edges through those fingers here. And then back and around into that extension. Wiggle it out. Whew. And now we're back onto those elbows. Hold those serving trays. And then turn them over. That rotation is what Lauren's going to get into on the knee in just a second. Now, up top, and imagine there's a wall here, and push forward into that wall. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, and then relax. And then turn forward. Extend all the way down. And now don't let me bend your elbow. 5, 4, irradiate tension through that arm for 3, 2, and then shake it out. Lauren will explore those same movements, being a rotation at the knee and moving it from flexion to extension.
That's my cue.
That's the cue.
I would like you to sit up tall, lift a leg slightly off the floor, and grab the back of your knee here. Flex your foot. Let's flex our foot and try to grip our toes so they don't go crazy. From here, we're going to think about rotating that shin. That means that the shin bone right now is facing forward. I want you from here, it's a hard thing to explain, externally rotate. What I like to think of is that heel driving it versus this part of the ankle. My heel at least attaches underneath there versus that ankle going crazy. So let's restart. We're back to center. You've gripped your toes. From here, grabbing the back of your knee, externally rotate that shin bone to try to put the inseam of your shin bone forward. Then back to center. Internally rotate the shin bone, but try not to over-rotate your ankle. Bad. Ooh, good. Back to center. One more time. Externally rotate. You can feel the tendons on the back side of your knee moving. Those are your hamstrings. Back to center. And then internal rotation without doing too much at just the ankle. Center. Relax the toes. Let that leg rest. Same thing other side. Lift up a bit. Grip the back of the knee. Grip the toes like you're gripping your socks. From here, showing that inseam forward without the knee moving. Back to center. Inseam hides. I like to think about pushing the outside of that ankle around there. Center. One more time. Rotate. Open. External rotation. Center. Internal. But not too much from the ankle. Center. And relax. Let's go back to the first leg for a little flexion extension. Lift the first leg up a little bit. Now, bend your knee as much as you can. Now, grip your toes. Bend your knee more. Hold it there for 3, 2. Resist like you're kicking through cement to slowly extend at the knee. Keep gripping your toes. Slowly extend at the knee. Fully there. Now, hold. Pull up your kneecap. 4. Keep your toes gripped. 3, 2. Now you're pushing back through that cement as you close your leg. Curl it, curl it, curl it. Even tap the back of your leg. Curl it, curl it, curl it. Full close like you're kicking your butt. Hold. 3, 2, and then relax. Same thing other side. Leg lifts up a little bit. We bend our knee fully, fully, fully. Then we grip our toes like we're picking up those socks. Then we try to bend our knee more. And then, like you're kicking through cement, slowly straighten the knee. Keep the toes gripped. Straighten, straighten, straighten. Once you're there, pull your kneecap up, straighten your quad. 3, 2, keep gripping. Now you're pushing through that cement again to kick your butt. Hammy, 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 hammy. All the way underneath. Full curl hold. 3, 2, and then relax it all. Those are your knees. Buddies to your elbows.
Flexion, extension, and just a little bit of rotation. I'll come up nice and close again, and here we get to talk about our shoulder. Maybe roll your sleeve up, and from here, get your palm, your blood donation facing the same direction. And then at the shoulder, take your other hand and touch the front of the shoulder here, right where that pec inserts. Lauren's shoulders always look great, but right now they look particularly pumped.
I was going to say, or they look like a farmer's tan.
Show me the bad shoulder for now. I kind of dumped one forward. So if you're feeling that this is rolling forward, think about that scapula, shoulder blade, and wear that shoulder blade back. And for 1 or 2 more repetitions, maybe, roll it forward casually, and then from the strength of the back, pull it under. One more time, roll forward a little, and then pull back. Relax that arm. Let's switch to the other side. Again, hand on that pec, insertion in the shoulder. Extend the arm out to the side with the blood donation and the palm facing the same direction. From here, roll forward, protract, and then scoop that shoulder blade under like our arm bar. 1 or 2 more. Forward, retract, and then last one. Going forward, we're going to ask that the shoulder stays in that scooped or supported position from underneath. Now, check out the elbow. Looking at the elbow, move your hand. Did that blood donation move? Hopefully not. Now, knife edges or a fist through the hand, and now turn the thumb down at the elbow. Again, that blood donation probably didn't move. You might see that musculature underneath, that break rad, that beer drinking muscle, that bicep doing work, but that stays in the same place. Now, let's scoop that shoulder, stiffen up the chain, and now we want to turn the blood donation down. It doesn't have to go far, and hopefully it could be like a nice stretch across this biceps while reminding ourselves to be strong through the shoulder. I am now externally rotating, as we will in our hip in a second, and then internal rotating is turning down that blood donation or biceps, cramp up through the tricep, feel that stretch across that elbow and the biceps tendon there, and then externally rotate. Let's do that one more time. Cramp up, full triceps extension, turning in, putting eyeballs on it every once in a while as well, and then finish in that external rotation and bring your arm towards the side. One more time on the other side now. Place the hand, pec insertion on the shoulder with the hand out to the side. Nice backstreet moves.
I know.
So again, looking at the elbow, move the wrist, blood donation shouldn't move. Then turn from the elbow, thumb turns towards down. Now recommit to that shoulder pack, extension through the elbow, straight lines like this, and again, turn the humerus, ha ha ha, up in the shoulder, leading that internal rotation, turning the bicep down, and then the external rotation up. Lock in our shoulders, maybe put some eyeballs on it, and again, small rotations to provide a nice big stretch across that bicep. I'll go into external rotation for the last time. Cramp up triceps. One last go here. Super slow. Cramp up that tricep. And then finish an external rotation. And then return your arm to the side. That articulation here is the same one that we've explored in our hips. Let's shoot it over to Lauren and work on those hip bars.
You're going to have to stand up for this one. That chair is annoying, so I'm going to put it off to the side. You should have a little balance aid, though. Highly recommended. With your balance aid on one side, that's your inside leg. Squeeze that inside leg nice and tall. From here, point the outside leg to the front, just like we did in our arm socket. Let's rotate our leg in its hip socket. That means externally rotate, inseam faces the ceiling. Back to center. Whole femur internally rotates, trying to point that outseam up. Do it again. External rotation here. Inseams up. Back to center. Internal rotation, inseams down. When you do that internal rotation, don't let that bowl of punch spill. Let's rotate back to external rotation, inseam up. Complete or continue that circle to the side. Once you're at the side, check it out. I want your toes on the same line and your hips pushing forward. From here, let's do it again. Internally rotate, so hide your inseam. Don't let your hip levels change. Then externally rotate, show that inseam forward, keep your knee nice and straight. Internal rotate, one more time, external. Show that inseam in the heel forward. Last, internally rotate, we're gonna finish the circle behind us and pull the leg right underneath. I'd like to go circle back to front, so reach long out the back, pointed foot, start externally rotating in its socket to show that inseam. As you get to the side position, push your hips through, complete that circle to the front, and then pull your leg underneath. Squeeze your glutes. Switch sides. Same thing other side. Yo, in the shadows.
Oh, is it shadows? I thought it was good.
In the shadow, shadow, shadow. Tall on the inside legs. Squeeze. Point the outside leg to the front. Same thing. Externally rotate first, so show me that inseam or the inside of the heel. When you do that, don't get lazy on that leg. Back to center. Internal rotation. Show me the outseam. Center. One more time. External. Oh. Keep that external rotation. Draw the half circle to the side. Look down for a second. Toes on the same plane. Hips both forward. Then from here, internally rotate, hide your inseam. Don't let your hips change. Show your inseam. This is that same rotation as our humerus did, but it's our femur. Internally rotate, this big bone. Externally rotate. We have to end in internal, so we'll do one more in. We'll finish the circle to the back. Staying tall, keeping your knees straight. All the way behind you. Roll over your toes and pull underneath. Now, to the back. Point through the foot and the leg. Draw that half circle by externally rotating, pushing those hips forward, all the way to the front. Pull underneath, staying tall, 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 and then relax. Buddies.
Buddies.
What's next, buddy?
Everything is a buddy in this body. Got a buddy beside me, and these joints will help each other.
I was pointing to my lungs.
Sometimes when we have that hip issue, maybe we need to look to a knee or an ankle. When we have a back issue, maybe we need to look to the upper back to get a little bit more mobility across the whole system. We're out of buddy joints and the direct comparisons of ankles and wrists and knees and hips. And now the buddies are the ones between each of those vertebrae on your spine. To get this, let's go to the floor. Anyhow you want, no rules, Laura, no rules. Squats, lunges, shimmies, and shakes. We'll get down.
Do we get to lie down?
All fours.
All fours.
Yeah. So on our all fours, we'll play with our cat-cow. Gently show the flexion shape in the spine, which would be a light round. Then gently articulate and find the extension shape in the spine. Excellent. Pause, Lauren. Everyone pause, look at Lauren for 1 second. The shape I want to celebrate in Lauren's cow pose or extension pose is a modest S-curve or extension shape to the spine. Gently overdo that a little bit. We're not looking for a ski slope. It's not winter yet. Feels like fall. But we're going to keep the belly button up a little bit more and keep this beautiful flat back here. Now from this position, join in Lauren. We have hands wide open, shoulders stacked over top of the wrists, and a beautifully placed engaged core. From the bra line or similar, I want you to think about pushing your heart forward, extending through the T-spine. We're going to repeat that for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, Stay where you are and just relax. Reintegrate that tension by gripping the floor, straighten the elbows, packing shoulders. Make sure you feel very safe and engaged through the core. And then from again, a vertebrae above or below that bra line from last time, extend the heart forward for 10, 9, making sure we're breathing and feeling intense in that upper back area and engage on our core and relax. I'd like to do that one more time. Arms straight, grip down. Micro chin tuck as a maybe statement. Engage those abs, and from the bra line, extend. 10, 9, 8. It's a subtle movement, but I hope the intensity is there through the upper back to express that mobility through the rib cage. For 3 more seconds, keep earning it. 2, and coast the tension away. That's our T-spine and our rib cage. I'd like to show it to Lauren now share it with Lauren rather, for one more of her favorite rib articulations or side bend rolls. Let's do that one here.
Okay.
Working on that rib cage.
Easy out of that. Come to a kneel. Either low kneel, high kneel. It's up to you. Cross those arms. Let's do a little side bend first. I want you to think about lifting up first, but not up into your shoulders. Rib cage lifts. And then you're going to come up and over the fence. Relax those shoulders. Now use that long side and crunch it to pull you back to tall. Relax for a second. Re-engage, lift up, and over the other side of the fence. Relax your shoulders, lifting up and over, and then use that long side to pull back to center. One more time each way. Lifting up. Relax shoulders over your fence, thinking about sliding between 2 panes of glass here as to not lean forward or back, and then abs to tall. Relax. Whew. One more time, engage, lift. Up and over your fence. Breathe. Lifting. Now abs to center and relax.
I feel taller even though I'm kneeling.
Did you know that every night you grow 8 millimeters? But then during the day you shrink back.
9 or 8?
Hopefully 8.
Hopefully 8.
Yeah, I can't lose so much.
Well, it's still morning, so maybe we're a couple mils added on here. From here, the head neck. The last series of our joints for today's practice in this way is to explore at the head neck. Lightly look forward. Chin tuck from here. It's going to be small, just for a couple. Think chin in, crown high. And again, if the hands and shoulders feel okay, these places at the back of the head can be an amazing accessory to add to touch, to feel where we really want that to happen. Last repetition or 2. Nice modest chin tuck. Reset. And then continue to look forward. From here, we'll go sideways. Easy styles. Let's do our side flexion, ear to shoulder. Then pull the head on straight. Nice and easy. Where can you go? Very accessibly here. And then pull to tall. Last time, lateral bend. And pull up tall. And final one. And to tall. I like going sideways that way, but probably my favorite way to explore that head neck sideways is this one right here. The field goals are optional, but get up those field goals and slide one way, whether it's in your imagination or for real, return to center. Slide the other direction, return center. It's okay if we don't go anywhere. But if you can go a lot one way and very little the other, it's the goal to just even that out and be able to go always, and in this case, left and right. Try 1 or 2 more using those field goals as references. The axis is through those ears. Sideways. And relax. That's a whole body warm-up workout. It's been about a half hour. Lauren's head and neck is feeling like a bobblehead.
Yeah, it is
here,
feeling
so
like a
hopefully it feels like a good bobblehead on that. We're going to continue today's practice working on some squats and some weight transfers and continuing to work on our core.
Sorry, my ankles are tired.
Probably suggest that there's some push-ups. So if you know you need that mat for the knees, for the push-ups, go get it right now. Otherwise, let's come up and work on our squat. First, start in parallel and then pivot to first. Let's do one repetition of our squat plie from here. Pull the heels together, knees towards over toes. Then push down to lift up those heels. And could you hang out in a squat down here for 5, 4, 3. Then you have to come up a little bit, but get the heels down first and then push away to stand up tall. From here, we'll transfer weight to one side, tendu or point, tap down. Same thing, let's pull those heels together as we sink low into our squat, plie, and then push down, check that vertical upper body, thank you, Lauren, and pushing down to lift the heels and to hang out for 5, 4, 3, 2, then heels heavy, push down, stand up, and shake it out. I'd like to do that all one more time in a row. We'll start with our narrow stance first, and then open up to our second. Start in parallel, hips through. Pivot on heels. Pull the heels together. Can we feel that hamstring adduction tension as we descend in our plie? Once you're down as far as you can go here, the pull turns into a push. You need to push down to lift the heels, and then we'll also descend down into our squat. Hang out for 5, 4. Now press heels down. You will come up a little bit, but get the heels all the way down, and then press to tall. I tendued that way last time, so I'm going to switch. My weight's on my right. I point, step, heels, adductors, pulling in to descend, those knees over toes, checking that upright posture. Lauren's got a great demonstration of that. Then push down to lift those heels and hang out down low for 5, 4, 3, heels heavy, push down to come up, tenduing in, and then add that wiggle that I all know feels good. We all know that wiggle feels good. From here, let's work on that hinge and do some push-ups on the floor.
Push-up time. Take those hands. Chop your hips back. Feet are gripping the floor. Shins are perpendicular to the floor. Let those hands slide down the shins. Check out that they're both vertical. Then you'll slowly have to tip forward and walk your hands out and your feet out. Let's get right up but high in the air. Then tuck your hips, drop under into push-up position, either from your knees or your toes, 10-second descent. Keep those shoulders packed. 7, 6, 5. Soft landing. Everything lands at the same time. Are we doing anything else down here? No, let's push up back up. Retract those blades, tuck your hips, squeeze your butt. 1 unit, push your hips back. Start walking your hands to your feet, feet to hands a bit. You end up back in that hinge position, so shins are vertical. And then hips drive through.
Let's start back in parallel. Squat time. From parallel, pivot out to first. Keep one knee straight and bend the other. And push, slipped on the floor and push back to center. Bend one knee, keep the other straight, and then, I need better
feet
traction here, and push back to center. I do hope that task will be a little bit easier in this wider base in our second position. So it's tendu open to second. From here, push over to the left, allowing that right knee to bend. And then push to the right to come back up tall. Push to the left to go the other way, or vice versa. And then pushing to the left, as I said, to come back the other way or center. Let's get the words right. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to push to my left, allowing my right knee to bend. Then I'll push to the right, extending back to center. One more time, pushing toward Lauren to move away from Lauren.
To the right.
And then
move left.
Pushing that way to come back to center. Heel toes those in. Relax. Let's do the same thing, but we'll have to integrate that pull and push as we'll explore that movement from our horse stance. Feet parallel. Feet first. Tendu action. Grip low. From here, let's pull ourselves down towards that second or horse stance position. Push one direction and stay low. The ceiling is now this high. I'm going to initiate going the other way by pulling this leg. And then right about here in center, I have to switch and push over there. To go back towards Lauren, I have to initiate by pulling or bending the one knee till I have both knees bent. And then I push the other direction, traveling closer to Lauren, towards Lauren. One more time. I'll initiate by pulling to horse stance and then push through center to get tall. For one more, I'm going to gather all that slack, creates tension as I pull across to center and push. From here, push one more time to tall and reset those hips. Push-ups.
Push-ups.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, let's up it. Let's try to go for 3 consecutive, either from your knees, not slow, or from your toes. Hinge first is step number 1. Vertical shins. Feel that load through hamstrings and glutes while you're here for a second. Make sure your toes are gripping heavy. Then from there, we'll shift our weight a little forward. Walk yourself out into that high butt position, so hips up high for a second. And then we're going to drop down into our push-up, tucking. From here, 1 to 3 push-ups in a row. Nice controlled descent, and then pushing back up. You're not going chest all the way to the floor, but kind of a normal distance. Make sure those shoulders stay packed the whole time. Once you've done your 1 to 3, push your hips back again to that mountain peak position. Feet might have to step back and wide into that hinge. Walk your hands back. Vertical shins. Load up those hammies and glutes again. Rebrace core. Stand up by driving your hips through.
You have time for one more fun sumo squat version. There's a little bit less rules this time, except make sure we have some space, make sure we have fun, and we're not looking to look like Lauren or me or even that sumo wrestler from Japan. Let's be inspired by those movements across the world, and we'll finish today's practice with our sumo squat series. Squat stance. Pull yourself towards horse stance. Now, optionals. Grab on to those VMs. From here, we'll stand tall on a single leg and then straighten out the other leg and place it right back where we got it and get as low as we can safely. Then we'll transfer weight back to a standing leg and then straightening out the leg at the knee. Same position. This time, could you lightly bounce and get 1 degree lower? Grab on as you need, stand, straighten, back where it was, and then stand, straighten, where you got it, and we'll hang out. You have to hang out right there. I want to move so I don't kick my buddy in the face. From here, we'll stand up, we'll reach and kick, and then toe ball heel land. Other side. Nice. And I'd like to do that one more time. Hey, 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 let's stay low for one more time if we're allowed here. One last go. Slower is harder, right? So if it's a little bit too slow, I don't advocate fast, but feel the flow and learn to slow it down over time. Let's push the feet down and stand up. Wiggle that back in and shake it out.
One more set of push-ups. You got to do squats.
Okay, good. I'm in.
Pick your move. 10-second descent or 1 to 5 push-ups. Chop hips, hinge. Toes heavy. Load up hammies and glutes. Shins vertical. Walk yourself out. Mountain peak first. Get the hands gripping. When we drop, you're either doing your 1 to 5 push-ups or your 10-second negatives. Here you go. From those knees, just making sure those hips stay in line with you there. And then when you're done, tucking toes, pushing back through that mountain peak, walking your hands back, vertical shins, load up hammies and glutes, push the floor away to stand up tall. Okay, now you're going to say your
Thanks,
piece.
buddy. Thanks,
Thanks,
buddy.
buds.
So that concludes our buddy practice for today. The wrist and ankle,
Whoa.
the elbow and knee, the hip and the shoulder, the spine, and don't forget about
The hair.
the hair and the head. So what did you like about today's practice? As I did that last set of push-ups, I said to myself, I should do some more push-ups in my practice. Do you think we do too many push-ups? Are your push-ups improving? We want to know. Let us know through the email, through our chat feature here, or leave a comment on the archive video. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Together, we train simple skills to stay strong. Thank you for joining. We'll be back again. Check the live and archive schedules, YouTube, barsandbells.com, and our workshop series coming this fall. Have a good day. Tiptoe away.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.